Hey, Facebook fam. Good afternoon. Coming to you from my home office. I have not used my laptop for a Facebook Live before, so I hope this is working. Um, so just let me know if you can see this. So, because I've never done it this way before. So I just wanted to share some things that are on my heart as I've been watching the news this week about the shutdown, since today is the day that a lot of people have not gotten a paycheck. And that breaks my heart. That really breaks my heart. Hey, Richard, because I've been there. I've been there. I tried to count back because I wanted to let people know. I mean, people know I have a financial business, and I'm going to be doing some things this weekend to help people who are affected by the shutdown, because I've been there, and I just wanted to share because there's a lot of opinions floating around in the media and on social media. So I just wanted to share my story. So twice that I can remember, I've been downsized and I've been on unemployment. So I know what it's like not to have that steady paycheck. And both times I had a mortgage. One time I had a car payment as well. And then twice I was in situations that I felt led, or I felt was strong enough that I was better off walking away from the job without having another job to go to. So that was a conscious choice to walk away from my income. And both times I had a mortgage. And then if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I'm an 18-year cancer survivor. So what I probably have not shared on Facebook, but people who know me know that I was diagnosed with cancer the day before I started my new job. So literally, I had to walk into my new job and say, yesterday I was told I had cancer and I don't have my surgery date and I don't know what the road ahead of me is. So essentially, there were 5 times in my life off the top of my head as I was preparing for this Facebook Live that I was faced with major financial situations. Hey, Claudia. And so for these 800 plus thousand workers, and that's just the federal workers. I live a stone's throw from Washington, D.C. And for those of you who are not in this part of the country, it is so far more than the 820,000 people that they're reporting in the media. When you live in this part of the country, it's almost like dominoes that you line up and you push the first one and they all start to fall. So here, a lot of people have small businesses that depend on the government. I read an article today where somebody who has one of those businesses where they supply employees to the government, and they had to lay off their employees because there's no business. There's no business. So there are a lot of businesses that depend on those federal employees. You have restaurants who sole source of income is breakfast and lunch from some of these federal buildings that are now closed or now vacant. So it's a much larger number than the 820,000. Okay, especially here in what we call the DMV. So it's a much larger number than 820,000. But I myself, I've been on unemployment twice. I've walked off of 2 jobs, and then having the cancer diagnosis, literally was diagnosed on a Tuesday in Philadelphia, drove back to Maryland, and started my new job on Wednesday because I was a state of Maryland employee and their pay cycle starts on Wednesday, and my first day of work was Wednesday. And I had to walk in and tell them, hey, yesterday I was diagnosed with cancer and I've been sitting in the parking lot for the last 30 minutes trying to call and find out what my surgery date is going to be. I can't tell you anything else. So I've been there, and I just wanted to share that. But the other thing that I want to talk about is 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not talking about the federal employees. I'm talking about 80%. So it's Friday. You're going out with your friends, you get 10 friends together, 8 people in that circle of 10 on average, if they were to miss their next paycheck, are in trouble. 8 out of 10. That's a staggering number. That's a staggering number. And that's sobering. So I don't want people to think it's them and not me, because we don't know. I didn't know I had cancer. Nobody knows that. I didn't know those 2 times I was going to get called into the office and say, today is your last day, go get your stuff and go to your car, and end up on unemployment. I didn't know that was going to happen. Now, the 2 times that the situation at work was so bad that I made a conscious decision that I was going to walk away. Yes, I did know that. I did do that. But because I manage my money and I don't live above my means, I had that option. And that's what I wanted to share in this particular post, that in my business, my tagline starts out with, thank you, Claudia, I help people stop living paycheck to paycheck. And that's what I want to talk to today, to the 80%, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know. I'm always on the road back and forth to Philadelphia and different places, and I see car accidents. We see car accidents on the news every day. We see house fires on the news. We see things on the news. We're on Facebook. We see stuff all the time. But by the grace of God, there go I. It could be any of us. We need to be ready. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. I was watching the Master, Jim Rohn. If you ask somebody who makes $2,000 a month, how much does it take to run your house? They're going to say it takes $2,000 a month. Okay. If you ask somebody who makes $2,500 a month, how much does it take to run your house? They're going to say $2,500 a month. And Jim Rohn says, well, what happened to that $500? Because the more we make, the more we spend. So at Matthews on Money, it's about stop living paycheck to paycheck first and foremost. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. And yes, Richard, he is good. He is great. Okay. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. And people who know me know I love life. I have a great time in life, but I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I drive a decent car. It's not a Benz, but I drive a decent car. I take great trips. I hang out. I go to restaurants. I do great things, but I don't live paycheck to paycheck. And I still enjoy my life. I have nice things, you know. So on January the 30th, I'm having a free, absolutely free webinar to help folks stop living paycheck to paycheck. And I wanted to come here for two reasons. First of all, in prayer, God has laid it on my heart to put together some resources this weekend. I had to wait to see what we're going to have a miracle from heaven to end the shutdown. So this weekend, I'm going to put together some resources for folks affected by the shutdown, because one of my frustrations is some of the stuff I'm seeing in the media is not accurate. So I'm going to put out some resources for folks affected by the shutdown. And it's not just the shutdown. As I mentioned, it's a ripple effect here in the DMV, and I'm sure it's not just the DMV. We have some other hubs of federal employees, but we just had General Motors lay off 14,000 people right before Christmas, and they are highly profitable. General Motors is highly profitable, and they let go 14,000 people right before Christmas. These federal employees not getting a paycheck right after Christmas, the same time that they're getting their credit card bills, when the average person spends $1,000 at Christmas. So you just got an extra $1,000 added to your credit card bill, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you don't have the paycheck on top of the extra added holiday debt. So putting together some resources for folks who are laid off, affected by the federal shutdown, or just strapped financially in general. So prayerfully, I will get that done this weekend. My to-do list was already long, but God's going to make a way somehow that'll get worked in and worked out. On my Facebook business page, I pinned the post at the top of the page. So facebook.com/MatthewsOnMoney. Let me lift the shirt. Facebook.com/MatthewsOnMoney. Which way am I twisting it? Twist it some way. Facebook.com/MatthewsOnMoney. And click the link and sign up for the webinar. It's free. It is free. It's free. And we're going to talk about ways to find money within your current income. Within your current income, ways to find money as a start to getting out of debt. We just had the goals webinar on Sunday, people blowing up my phone, blowing up my email. That one was free too. So share this Facebook Live, invite people to come and look at this, because 80% of people are one paycheck away from being on the news. Brothers go out there playing basketball and they over 40 and jack up their Achilles. One paycheck away. One paycheck away. I mean, you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what it's going to be. So that's what God laid on my heart. Please share the link. Send people to my my Facebook business page, facebook.com/MatthewsOnMoney. The date is January the 30th. That date has been set so far in advance. I didn't know all this was going to happen. So that's nothing but God. Is free. So just send people over there. Send the link out to folks. Just send them the link. The link, I'm drawing a blank on a link. I think it's paydownyourdebt2019.gr8.com, but just copy the link and send it to people, text it to people, just put it out there, because it's a free webinar. You come from your phone, you come from your computer. Just get the information out there. There's no reason for the majority of people to be living paycheck to paycheck. So let me go back to work and get these resources together for, trying to help people out, because some mortgage companies are saying, hey, you made a commitment. You got to pay us this month. The mortgage companies are not helping people through this. They've already said, no, I'm following the stuff, that's coming up in the media, and they got some financial advisors on the news that are giving misinformation. If a federal employee sees this, think twice before you go into your thrift savings account. I'm going to put that in the resource. If you are a federal employee, think twice before you take a loan against your thrift savings account. There are some financial advisors who are out there doing media interviews who are telling you to take a loan against your thrift savings account. You need to go to opm.gov and read what OPM has put out there and make an informed decision before you take out a loan against your thrift savings account. There are some ramifications, and I'm going to put that information in this document that I'm creating. I mean, I got some information. There are people out there who are struggling with food and medicine. Because I'm going to say this now because I'm real serious about the information I'm putting out there. If you're struggling with your medication, because I read something already where somebody is struggling with how to pay for their antidepressants, go to your doctor, call your doctor, and ask your doctor for free samples. If it's a question of food, go to food bank, food pantry, or churches and ask them for food donations. So I'm putting together all kinds of resources in this document that are not just DMV specific. They're very generic, but I do want to say those things. And again, I'm putting this together. It's a lot, but I got it coming at you hopefully by the end of the weekend. So please share this Facebook Live. Sign up for the webinar. Do you know someone that does business plans? I'm retiring. Richard, hit me up in a private message and let's talk about that. And hey guys, please share this Facebook Live. Send people to my Facebook business page, which is Matthews on Money. Sign up for the webinar. We got to get people stop living paycheck to paycheck. And then I will, when I'm finished this resource for people who are affected by the shutdown and people who are laid off, I will come back live again with how you can get that. Hey Kendall, I'm about to stop this so that everybody can watch this again. And I'm excited. I want to help people stop living paycheck to paycheck. Have a great weekend and look for the next live. When I come back, I will have that resource available for people who are affected by the shutdown, for people who are laid off, and for people who are just struggling financially. The resources will work for a lot of people, not just people who are affected by the shutdown or laid off. Thank you guys. Please go back and watch this live again and then go over to my business page. Thanks. Bye-bye.